Good evening, everybody. This is the Thursday, January 16th, 2025 regular board meeting. Call the meeting to order now. Without roll call.
Dean Rollins.
Here.
Steve here. Stephen Michael. Here. Trustee Underwood.
Here.
Trustee Rubin.
Here.
Trustee Stout. Here. President Burke.
Here we have a quorum. Outlines doing this meeting tonight. All for the purpose group. But our video recording message will be available for our before I get to minutes, I note that this meeting is not going to the village manager who's the village related meeting actually member there in Tampa here. Sorry for we have that village manager Larson do. So more brains, better looking, it's good. And thank you. Okay, first item on the agenda is consideration of minutes. Circulated minutes to the board, we published them as well for the regular meeting on December 4, closed session. For unless there are any corrections, is there a motion to approve with minutes?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? The ayes have it, the motion carries. Agenda is public agenda items. This is what we allow members, by the way, I see, but we allow members of the public to address the consider and topic is within our jurisdiction, not just the agenda. You want to speak about a matter that is listed on the agenda, we'll have to wait until that agenda is called. We'll give you speak that if your matter is on the consent agenda, if you want to talk about it, let us know. Consent agenda is going to speak. Anyone who wants to speak should fill a speaker form located back or here submitted to the village manager. This time is an opportunity for you to make comments to the village board. We'll listen to everything you say, but this will not ordinarily be time for discussion or engagement by us. If appropriate, as a village manager, stand which is raised in later date. All speakers will be given minutes. Fair all strictly enforcement agreement rule per our established policy. All public comments total 30 minutes. We ask that all speakers be respectful, civil, and competitive. We ask that all members of the audience refrain from applauding during and after the speaker. So, with those rules in mind, is there any member of the public who wants to address the board? Okay, there is. The next item on the agenda is the report to the committee, and the first report is the committee of the whole. We just had our committee of the whole meeting and presentation. David Baxter about what we can do upgrading the zoning ordinance. Building code, the department found 40 and gave guidance to Taylor. That's available. The next is the finance committee on us and trustee Ruben's report. I think.
In our January 14th finance committee meeting, we discussed the monthly annual reports for the month of December. We ended the year very good financial footing. The general fund revenue performance for a number of the revenue sources exceeded both the monthly budgeted targets and prior years with property tax. Water fund also strong total revenues budget. We discussed the fact that sales taxes experienced a small increase for December, but that's with the caveat that overall for 2024 sales tax down about 10%. And as we talked about before, we think that's probably about the new normal, and therefore that was assumed when we 25. Expenditures in general for all of our funds were on track for 24. With again, the caveat again discussed quite a bit. The number of planned capital expenditures for 2024 get rolled into the 2025. The committee also discussed modifications to the village's community investment program reporting for 2025. Which will enhance the transparency for the community as to the timing of capital projects throughout the draft report presented outlines capital program for the year. So you can see all the things we're trying to do and the tentative timelines for the various steps in getting it done. Everything from engineering and design, procurement, construction, etc. We believe that this will be a significant enhancement to our current reporting structure, both for purposes of this group, but also the community as a whole, making it more transparent. We also discussed the commencement of our annual audit, which started last week with preliminary field work and will continue into March. And we noted that we have our upcoming bond sale for the Glencoe Clubhouse project, presumably in March, and that will come to the board in March for approval.
Thanks for that report. Let me mention one thing with finance committee got from the staff. Page chart. It shows all the infrastructure work to be intended. We're working on now next year going forward. Trustee Rupert that had worded to it more generally. I would say that was fabulous issue. And it's available. If you want to see what we're any of the planning on doing, it's very, very okay. The next report is the report of the Planning Commission Trust. This area is not our representative on that.
Thank you. This will be a very short report because we actually.
Revenue is the source of all. Next report is the Golf Advisory Committee. Committee and Trustee Paul there is our representative on that.
Thank you. Another positive report from the golf course. 2024 ended with a record high in rounds at 45,010 rounds. So record revenue. And ended up with a net operating income over $778,000. Capital equipment purchases are going to be delayed this year. Trying to find used equipment and scarce is very costly. As friends of golf with the Glencoe Golf Club, about $2 million raised next meeting is scheduled on the 7th.
Thank you. The next report is the Sustainable Task Force and
Thank you, President Rowan. I'll keep this also pretty short. The STF did not have a meeting since the last village board meeting. However, the co-chairs and myself met with the village president, village manager, and public works director on January 14th to discuss ideas about potential sustainability initiatives that could be instituted with the village's new home rule authority. We passed around several ideas. And the STF will begin further research to see which ones are feasible in the short term and which ones potentially in the long. Thank you.
Thank you, President Rowan. The GCIC met on Monday, January 6th, and received updates from the community relations, communications, events, and integrated community feedback subcommittees. The discussion included survey questions for a post-event survey aimed at assessing whether residents feel welcome and included in Glencoe, as well as directives for a broader survey to be issued in 2025. Council members also shared some brief updates on past and planned attendance at neighboring communities' appointed bodies, those that have similar missions to that of the GCIC, and highlighting opportunities for collaboration and shared learning. The GCIC is co-sponsoring a watch party with the Glencoe Public Library titled Weddings During the Holocaust, which is scheduled for Monday, January 29th. And I'd also just like to add that our community partners, St. Paul Lutheran Church, will be hosting what has become for their traditional MLK Junior Day service this Sunday, January 19th at 10 a.m. And all are welcome. The next council meeting is scheduled for Monday, February 3rd at 5:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thanks for that report. The next two reports, Preservation Commission, are both by Trustee Carter, under the representative there.
Thank you. The Preservation Commission met on Tuesday, January 7th for a public hearing regarding a certified landmark application for 255 Hazel Avenue. After a detailed discussion, the applicant received unanimous approval, highlighting the property's important architectural significance. The home, built in 1909, is designed by Robert, I believe it's pronounced Sifrin, who had previously worked with the renowned local architect George Mayer. The application will be presented to the village board for the February board meeting. The commission also continued to brainstorm ideas for enhanced publicity to spotlight Glencoe's unique character and preservation efforts. Chairman Van Benson shared an idea for a scavenger hunt to get the community excited about the unique characteristics and features of the buildings around the village. The commission will be working with staff to determine the most effective way to implement the commission's vision for historic preservation. The next meeting of that group, let's see, will be staff, can you help me on that one?
So the next meeting is
Preservation.
February 4th.
February 6th. Okay.
4th.
Thank you.
4th.
Okay.
For the back, watching this meeting, public here, you could be here. Great, go out. What's the significance of certifying landmark opposed to voice if they're just so what it's the Cliff Notes version?
The Cliff Notes. We have 3 levels of recognition for structures built in the community. We have a recommended, or I'll say, a special list of architecturally significant properties. I think there's a little over almost 300 of those in the community, and those are listed on the village's webpage. Then we have a local landmark. I think we're around 100 local landmarks in the community, and those are considered locally important. And then we have also the top of the line that we refer to as certified landmark. And in this case, not only is this a certified landmark, which means it's nationally recognized, it's also been recognized as an important architectural landmark by the state of Illinois. So it really is a very special property. We have those 3 levels of recognition, kind of scarce that.
Well, I mean, so. Very comfortable. Living homes go to the way you want to work. If the owner signs up to have a certain landmark, it's just approved with this particular property, then on the one hand, there are certain benefits the owner gets, including tax benefits. But the flip side is they can't then tear down or change the certified parts of the property. So that is what just happened. With respect to the other stuff that the owner hasn't here, the feds may think, the state may think, we may think the owner shouldn't do anything about it. But although there are limitations in terms of the time, period, ultimately it's up. Referred to if ultimately the owner says, yeah, anything's good, but I want to bulldoze it. Eventually, what just happened, the last meeting, the owner said, I'm willing to keep this, give away my total control of property in exchange for keeping it, and in exchange for some. Okay.
Trees. Well, the tree commission did not meet, they only meet every other month. I do want to say that we were able to uncover a old trees survey conducted by students at Central School from 1967. And
Let me just note, I was in class in 1967.
you're an old tree. We uncovered that survey and we're presently the subcommittee is taking a look at that survey and I'll call it ground truthing the trees to see if they're still there. Our next meeting will come with the board.
Okay, that covers the reports of committees. The next item on the agenda is reports of officers. And this one is the report by our deputy.
Good evening, everyone. 2 short updates. Included in the packet tonight is the report. This report serves as a milestone. First full year. This is provided in this process. It highlights the most significant accomplishments during the last quarter of the year, showcasing the progress and implementation, including successful path completion of the comprehensive plan, creation of 2025 budget and capital plan, final approval, strategic. I do want to take a moment to thank our incredible staff and their efforts working together. In particular, I'd like to express communications manager who's worked diligently all the departments. The next item is I'm pleased to announce the opportunity for you to come together here on Monday, January 20th, North Shore United Methodist Church, part of Gratitude Generation is hosting our day service. This event is open to all community members, children, and officers are going to be these to create plastic sleeping rooms for individuals making a difference in someone's life. No special skills are needed. It's nice to be provided. It's a wonderful day.
Thanks for that report. The next item on the agenda is the village president's report, and we've got only one item on it. Consideration of proclamation declared February 2025 as Black History Month in the village of Glencoe. The proclamation has been published online and circulated to the board. So unless there are any suggestions, there are a motion to issue the proclamation.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved, seconded, all in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, the motion carried, the proclamation is adopted. The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Consent agenda includes items published online, community review, and reviewed by the board members either individually or together, part of our full discussions. We don't think they want any further public discussion. Less, you're not seeing any members of the public, less any of your members discuss any of these.
Second.
But moved, seconded, we can both call on consent.
Trustee Holmes.
Yes.
Trustee Listener.
Yes.
Trustee Arnold.
Yes.
Trustee Underwood.
Yes.
Trustee Griffin.
Yes.
Approved. And the next item on the agenda, regular business, first item of regular business, consideration of resolution to adopt the 2024 county multi jurisdiction hazard mitigation update. Now I ask our public works director, Sarah, to present.
Thank you. Board of Trustees. For you is the approval of the county multi-jurisdiction hazard mitigation plan. This is a plan that is being updated. The last time it was updated was in 2019. It's one of the largest plans that we have in the country, including 35 participants. This is all orchestrated through the County Department of Emergency Management, Informational Security, and what they did is they requested information from the portal. There were several meetings. We all came together and discussed the procedure and the plan dates. One of the key benefits of this participation is the eligibility for federal mitigation grants. So it's one of the perks we're receiving is even. This year, the update is a greater focus on climate change. And with that, we discussed, looked at potential threats to our community, such as dam and levee failure, drought, earthquake, flood, severe weather, severe winter weather, tornado, and flood. So there's just two key points in this update. The first one is this was a really great opportunity for public works and public safety to come and work together and provide these updates for our community. So what we were able to do is look at what we committed to in 2019 and update the plan and what we've accomplished, but also to look forward to the future. And at our current CIP, look and see how are we addressing these potential threats to our community in our future CIP. So it was a great interactive time that we had over this past year to update the plan. The second point I want to make is just that in general, the village and staff, we take care to look at the national headlines, understand how climate change is affecting communities around us. With that, I think we found knowledge that some of those headlines that have been made recently are the wildfires out in California. With that, we have taken time, myself, Chief Lochran, and our water plant superintendent to talk about our water distribution system and our capability for fighting fires. And while we may not see the same capacity of a wildfire here in our community, we want to make sure that we're talking about those things. So at whatever scale may affect our community in the future, we're prepared and ready to address that. So I just wanted to talk about our water distribution system. I think I want to remind everybody that our drinking water distribution system is what we use to fight fires. Our fire hydrants are connected to that system. And when we're doing water main replacements or impacting our water distribution system, we look at the modeling of that, which includes firefighter. So that's all part of our design. It's not an annual, it's a very. Additionally, we do annual that is to maintain our ISO certification, but again, it's not an something we proactively maintain and manage. The second part of that, well, I guess before I move on, the other headlines that we talked about, I'm going to bring Chief Blackman to talk about some of the events that dominated.
Thank you, Director Serna. Without going into too much tactics and detail, I just also wanted to reemphasize that public safety communication. Always evaluating that we have best practices in place and using events like that nationally and globally as a template how we will handle this year. So, for example, working for Monica, it is suffered emails late Saturday night at time of sending articles consideration of California and making sure we schedule conversations, make sure we understand the patients for fire proper as she mentioned, the ISO rating for the benefit of the public, I'm sure many of you know, ISO stands for Insurance Service. So what that reflects is an organization that system equipment, tactics, training, capability, and rating to this happens. We, based on that rating, I think we're going to use more. That's how much we pay insurance. So right now, it's a scale of 1 is the best, all the works. So very, very few enjoy that. And that is what the translation rating. That is explanation of capabilities. We're in the process of doing it. And so that early. And I feel very good. Some other things is 5%. It's not just the adaptation, we're also wrapping the operations. The continuity of operation. That's a significant case of impact happens. We can continue to serve government and then continuity of government. How does that translate to boots on the ground? I've always explained. Every crisis and every incident takes place. It's not necessarily public safety, which is not needs. It is often public works needs, and because it was joint operations, you have to constantly move back and forth who's in charge. Despite the fact that the village manager probably the head of running the operation, the capital standing, who's going to be in control, who's going to be and not so in control, who's going to have responsibility for completion of the project. And that's these claims, these kind of complaints, which are, I want to say, forgive me, I don't know how many pages in there. It's just that pretty complex. That's the first step in any management process. How can I demonstrate to you and public that those plans are heeded and that we utilize this step and take it into operations where we worked in tandem in the field in the lawns where Deputy Chief Hurley and her in the field chasing each other back and forth. This is a fire. And that is how the strength was very big. And the public might believe that public safety partners believe that in truth, we were the lead for justice and favor. That is very rapidly so. That's what works in okay will translate to the adoption of this plan. This is for loans. For your own information, also too, we're not the only ones that are paying attention to this. We're usually society we can't just look at it years. We're in direct communication with the fire department. We're planning, we're meeting on the 31st of January, small scale, it's very simple, but on tabletop. It's based on our amendments to measure capabilities of all of municipalities. So that's gonna be a goal. Public safety, it's gonna be fire police, and village. So Sandy, you probably have to prepare for safety. So, thank you.
Thanks for that helpful presentation. Director Sir.
Any questions?
We had a great presentation. So we look at Los Angeles for we are lucky at hurricanes like Florida. We are lucky site of fire, flood, and Southern California. But that doesn't mean we don't have issues, because we do have tornadoes, because there's so little chance. So this is something we have to address it. And as much as we would like it not to be a situation where it just had to be one, we intend to. So I am grateful for our staff staying on this all the time. Glad to participate in. So, unless there are done.
Yeah, I wanted to add to this. Thank you for doing this. While we didn't have the wildfires, we do have other environmental issues that we address. And what I wanted to highlight was that not an island. We need to continue to work with our neighbors on a variety of issues. I think it's amazing. Most of us don't really appreciate all the other special districts, planning organizations. There's the what's it, Lake County floodplain management group is one of the many ones. There are a whole host of intergovernmental groups on public safety world. In planning world and management world, there's Northwest Municipal Conference. I was sort of teasing Phil the other day. I said, gee, I'd like to see a list of all the organizations member of. And I could say there's probably 50. And it's just wonderful that we're cooperating with our neighbors, really leveraging both our dollars and our abilities for the benefit of the whole region. So again, thank you very much.
Anything to report? If not, thank you both for the excellent presentation. Is there a motion to approve the resolution to adopt the multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Deputy Larson, we have a roll
Collins,
Yes.
trustee Elizabeth,
Yes.
trustee Leonidas,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
call. The resolution is approved. Okay, the next item on the agenda. Here, consideration of resolution approving the guarantee price amendment expenditure of funds of the Wilson for construction management services related to the project, which we are all excited. It's actually.
Well, what I want to do is give you guys a greater understanding of significance. What we're calling this is the first phase. But if we look at the overall timeline, remember this past summer going into the fall, there were quite a few design revisions that we're working through with the Forest Research. All of that came together with their December 17th board meeting in which they approved the amended intergovernmental agreement, which expanded the legal footprint. That was kind of a momentous occasion. Then continue to move forward with the project. full confidence. And so with that, we've kind of hit the ground running in a sense. And so, what we've done since then, is we've had, posted the demolition bid, and we've had the bid opening. And so part of this first phase, Senate authority includes the demolition bid. Moving on as we go past tonight, we'll post the rest of the project. So we are on phase bid. That bid opening is anticipated to be February 6th, just enough time to present the second phase of Senate. That's our plan as it stands right now. It's just a 2-phase Senate authority. We may have to split it up into 3 parts and make it in March, but for right now, to say that it would be just the first phase, which is the demolition and mobilization. Second phase, which would be the mulch phase. As we progress after that, what we're going for will be sending out the plans for permitting. That will take a series of time. So some of the permits we need to get. The first permit that we're hoping to get is a demolition permit. So we'll hopefully see that construction activity begin in March. And then it's received, we'll officially break ground. Any questions?
Our question, the building permits are not through us, so through Cook County, is that right? Let's hope for a speedy review.
The clubhouse is on Cook County. Yes, after 100 years, it's still true. Okay, unless there are any questions, there are resolution.
Second.
See how.
Yes.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
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 Carried. That concludes the agenda item for this meeting. Is there any other business to put to the record? If not, we already had our closed session. If there wasn't particularly.
So moved. So moved.
Second. But moved second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you, everybody.
Great meeting.